oranges. This is slice.
And rice.
So today, Glory is going to teach me how to play some Korean games.
You guys are gonna love this, especially you. And also, there's a Korean punishment if you don't get it right. Yeah. So this one, I'm kind of like recreating the rules. It's called Assa. A-S-S-A.
Oh, you tried to use a curse word.
No,
and an A at the end.
Well, my version is kind of like
concentration, 64, no repeats or hesitations. I'll go first, you go.
You know that song? Okay, well, the real version, you need like multiple people and then you make a pose. But we only have 2 people, so my version is, we're gonna do categories. Like, for example, let's say food, right? Mm-hmm. So this is the beat you do. Assa, Assa. Come on. Assa.
Hands clap, back, back. Hands,
we gotta
clap,
do a little
back,
pop lock it. Okay, ready?
Assa.
And then I would say like a food, right? Assa bananas.
Assa oranges.
Okay, so you get the point, right?
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go up to 5 times. So the first category, we'll do animals. 3, 2, 1. Assa category is Assa animals. Assa alligator.
Assa penguin.
Assa flamingo.
Assa bear.
Assa grizzly bear.
You can't.
Yes, I can. No, that's a different animal.
You said grizzly bear. I win. Yeah. You can't even play your own game.
Fine. Okay.
Right.
You pick the category now.
Category is sports teams.
Alright, no, I can do it.
Alright.
It doesn't matter what sport.
Doesn't matter what sport.
Alright.
3, 2, 1. So category is sports. Ravens.
Some Dodgers.
Some Chargers.
Some Miami Dolphins.
Some Cardinals.
Some Lakers.
Some Cavaliers.
Some Buccaneers.
Some New York Mets.
Some New York Giants.
Some Cincinnati Bengals.
Some Orioles.
Some Washington Wizards.
Some Redskins.
Some New York Yankees.
Some Capital One. wait.
You said Capital One.
Who plays at Capital One Arena?
Everyone do. What you mean?
No, it's unfair. I was on a roll.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You actually threw me off.
You didn't think you'd have to think that much.
I thought she was gonna be one and done. So you kept going. I was like, oh snap. In my head, I was like, how is she thinking of all these teams?
You get to choose the category again because you won.
This is gonna be a hard one, but an easy one at the same time. We're gonna do crayon colors.
Oh, okay.
Alright, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Assa crayon colors. Assa green.
Assa cerulean.
Assa orange.
Assa blood red.
Some grass green.
Assa peach.
Assa Jay-Z blue.
Assa black.
Assa white.
Assa violet.
Assa sapphire.
That is sapphire? I'm pretty sure that's not a crayon color.
But hold up, we gotta Google it.
Okay, well, whether it's a color or not, you still like pause and stuff. So my turn to pick something. So my category is gonna be clothing stores.
Clothing stores. Okay.
So category is Assa clothing stores. Assa H&M.
Assa Forever 21.
Assa Urban Outfitters.
Assa Vans.
Assa Nordstrom.
Assa Macy's.
Assa Victoria's Secret.
Assa. Oh.
Yes! Now we're 2-2. All right, my next category is, so I was gonna be evil and say YouTubers, but I feel like you literally would fail.
I will lie to you on YouTube.
All right, let's go.
You wanna do YouTubers?
Yeah, let's do YouTubers.
Subscribe to these people, I guess.
So category is Assa YouTubers. Assa Nikki and Gabby.
Assa PewDiePie.
Assa Mr. Beast.
Assa T Pendel.
Assa DK4L.
Assa Ev the Internet.
Assa Remy.
Assa Swoozy.
Assa Buckingham.
Yo, who is Buckingham, yo? Look at you. I threw you off. You just made that up.
I know, I feel like it was
Buckingham.
You did pretty well.
Yeah, told you.
All right, so your turn.
Ooh, I got a good one. The books that's in the Bible.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go now. You ready?
Yeah, you start.
All right, here we go. Assa Bible books. Assa Leviticus.
Assa Genesis.
Assa Exodus.
Assa James.
Assa Matthew.
Assa Levin.
Wait, who? Levin? That was faster than I thought it would
Wait,
be.
I want a redemption round. Let's do it one more time. Assa Mark. Assa John.
You upset at Jesus, yo. Jesus looking at you like. That means I got 4.
Oh my gosh.
This is the last one.
Not if I win.
We'll do body parts.
Okay. I'm gonna body you.
If I win,
I know you win. All right,
you are
all right,
done,
all right.
son. Here we go. Assa body parts. Assa arms.
Assa fingernails.
Assa eyeballs.
Assa toes.
Assa ears.
Assa tongue.
Assa nose.
Assa legs.
Assa elbow.
Assa ankle.
Assa teeth.
Assa eyebrows.
Assa lips.
Assa earlobe.
Assa nipples.
Assa belly.
Assa belly button.
Assa booty hole. Yes! Yes! You see? You were offbeat. You're immature and offbeat.
I wasn't expecting you to say booty hole.
Yes! Alright, my category is names that start with the letter A.
A.
Yeah.
Okay.
So category is
Assa.
names that start with A. Assa Asher.
Assa Ashley.
Assa Allison.
Assa Alex.
Assa Alexa.
Assa Alexandria.
Assa Alessandro.
Assa Ash.
Assa Antonio.
Assa April.
Assa Acer.
Assa Arnold.
Assa Anderson.
Assa Arnold.
Oh, we 4-4. So the last category.
You wasn't supposed to come back.
I'll do celebrities. It could be anyone. This is the last one.
Alright.
Assa category is Assa celebrities. Assa Michael Jackson.
Assa Dave Chappelle.
Assa Michael Jordan.
Assa Angelina Jolie.
Assa Christina Aguilera.
Assa Billie Eilish.
Assa Britney Spears.
Assa Alicia Keys.
Assa Nana.
Assa Shaq. Assa
Rihanna.
Assa Beyonce.
Assa Jay-Z.
Assa Kanye West.
Assa Lindsay Lohan.
Assa Kim Kardashian.
Assa Paris Hilton.
Assa Kel Mitchell.
Assa Keenan Mitchell.
No.
I said Keenan.
It's Kenan Thompson.
I said Nana. And you accepted it. Assa Nana.
Assa Shaq. Who is Nana?
I don't know. You accepted it though, so I kept going.
I was running out of names, so I wasn't even listening to you.
Oh my
I was.
God.
That was fun. I like
Oh,
that game.
so you won.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, let me still show you the Korean punishment on you.
Yo, what kind of game
The
to win?
rope his sleeves.
What the half sleeves? What are you rolling up? Hey, what the? Yo, what was that? What kind of game the winner gets beat? I never heard.
You can't do that to me while I'm pregnant.
I'm not hurting the baby.
Anyways, guys, those are fun. I could literally keep playing. That's fun.
Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, or if not. As always, I got the slide.
I got the